Hi there and welcome to this 2-minute tips video, and today we're going to look at the autofocus face and eye detect functionality in the Nikon Z series cameras. So this is one of the pieces of functionality that was probably most talked about with the release of the Z series cameras and most anticipated. At launch, the camera had face detect built into the firmware, and then with the upgrade in firmware that came earlier in the year, the eye detect functionality was introduced as well. To set this up, you have to go into the custom shooting menu and look for option A4, and in here you can choose to have face and eye detect set up, just face detect, or have both the functionalities turned off. The face and eye detect functionality can only be used when you're using the AF auto area mode, but you can use it in both AFS and AFC focus modes. So to set up the AF area mode to auto area, you can either use the I button on the back if you've got it set up there, or the function 2, the lower of the two function buttons, and then use the front wheel to change between the modes. If you've set it up to be active in the custom settings menu and you go into auto area mode, then it will be activated automatically. And if the camera detects either a face or eyes in the image area, it will lock onto them. So what I'm finding from using this functionality is that if there is a person in the image, but the person in their face is a relatively small part of the image area, the camera will detect a face. However, if that person is a larger portion of the image area, it will probably detect the eyes. And what you'll see is the camera will put a yellow box either around the face it's detected or one of the eyes that it has detected. If it detects multiple, it will put an arrow to one side, the left or the right of the yellow box, and you can use the thumb control to then move the between the different faces or eyes that the camera has detected. If you're in AFS mode, when you press the back button to focus or half depress the shutter release to focus, the box around the face or the eyes will go green if it locks on, or will flash red if it doesn't. If it's in AFC mode, then it will continue to track the eyes or the face as appropriate. Now, I've seen some reports that say when the camera is using eye detect, it has a tendency to focus on the eyelashes rather than the eyes themselves. Now, I haven't experienced that. I haven't used it too extensively. I've used it a fair bit, but I haven't seen that as a problem. And I've been shooting with my f2.8 lens, and it seems to lock onto the eye pretty well in most situations, even in low light. But again, it's really important to think about the depth of field and the nature of the subject you're taking a picture of. If you're shooting portraits where the subject is relatively static, then it's a very different case to if you're perhaps shooting a child who's moving around and the camera is having to track an eye on a subject where the subject is moving. So it really is down to practice and thinking about all of the different elements of autofocus functionality and setting the camera up to give the camera and yourself the best chance of capturing that image. Let me know in the comments below if you've been using eye and face detect, how you're getting on with it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified of future videos like this.